When I was 17 years old, I got my first MacBook, and every day before class, I sat in a Starbucks in Summerlin in Las Vegas, Nevada, right outside the Adelson School, where I would just study charts. I knew that life had something bigger for me. I saw my parents working all day, every day to provide for our family, and I wanted to make it different for myself moving forward. I never saw the traditional lifestyle and career trajectory that we're all trained to see and work toward. For me, I knew there was something different. So from that day on, when I got that first laptop and I sat at Starbucks every single day for 4 years straight, learning and watching videos and testing with my own capital. Most of the time I was not using a demo account. I learned the hard way how to actually trade and become profitable. Now, I've been doing this for 15 years now. I'm 32 years old, and the first 5 to 7 years were probably the roughest years of my life, and I quit probably 10 times, where I would take weeks or months off because I was frustrated. What was happening was I was over leveraging my account based on a feeling. When you first get into trading, you need to treat it as a game, not like money. When you treat it as a game and you understand it as, am I winning or am I losing, not associating it with a dollar figure or money or your livelihood or your paycheck, it becomes a little bit easier and takes the emotional burden off yourself of thinking about, I need to make this trade right. I have to make this happen. So what I did was make a game of myself as how many wins can I get in compared to losses. Now, any of you sports lovers out there know pretty much above 50% is going to get you into the upper echelon. Above 75% is going to get you even higher. And that top 10% is what's going to go to the playoffs and eventually win a championship. So what I did was challenge myself and make it a game. How many wins can I get and how few losses can I take? After about year 7 of doing this, I finally figured it out. I created a strategy based on all of the lessons and lost money that I've learned and combined it into one solid, consistent, highly profitable, and calculated risks that made me a profitable trader. What I'm going to do is take you through this and how you can get from not making any money to actually becoming a profitable trader. Not everybody can do this. This is a very hard thing to do. However, it is certainly possible for everybody. But do you have the mental fortitude, the emotional capacity, the finances, and the discipline to stick to one system and move through that system with ease over and over and over again in a very volatile market? I personally trade the foreign exchange market, but you can trade futures, you can trade stocks. This system applies to every type of chart you can imagine, even oil and gold. Now that we've established the base guidelines to understanding what it takes to become a trader, let's dive into the actual components that you need to install within yourself to get there. You first need to understand how the markets move. There's buyers and there's sellers, but most importantly, there's ranges in between. What we don't trade is those ranges in between. What we look for are very key levels at certain areas on charts where we think there's going to be a reversal or a rejection. Now, when I say reversal or rejection, that just means the buyers are coming in hot or the sellers are coming in hot. When there's more sellers than buyers, the chart moves downward. When there's more buyers than sellers, the chart moves upward. So understanding key movements of how the market moves based off if there's more buyers or sellers is going to be the first step to understanding how to trade and what an actual chart looks like when you're going through and analyzing different stocks, portfolios, ETFs, foreign exchange currencies, or commodities. Once you understand directional movement on a chart and purely directional movement, you can now look into patterns and strategies that will help you better predict these directional movements based on buyers and sellers. What I typically use is candlestick patterns to start, market structure, and price action. Simply put, price action is the psychological evaluation of all the traders that are in these positions displayed on a chart. So if a lot of people think that the chart is going to go down in a downward direction, there's going to be a lot of people selling. Price action can show you that on a chart by seeing seeing a key level rejected at a resistance or supported at a support. These key levels that we've talked about identifying are going to enable you to understand when buyers and sellers are coming in. Now, the second step here is understanding candlestick patterns. Candles have 4 components. The 4 components are an open, a close, a range, and a lower range. So the top of the candle, the bottom of the candle, and then the body has 2 points on it. The body is where price opened and closed at. The wicks, the top of the candle, is where the top and the bottom of price went during that candle. Now, each candle can have multiple time frames that it actually works on. So there's candlesticks on the 1 minute, there's candlesticks on the 1 hour, there's candlesticks on the 4 hour, and there's daily candles, and increments all in between. But what you want to focus on in the beginning is sticking to maybe 1 or 2 time frames that correlate with each other in order for you to understand where buyers and sellers are coming in and what price is doing based on these simple candlesticks. Now, those 2 things combined are what is called price action, the actual psychology of traders based on what they're seeing on the chart and how they're placing either buy or sell orders based on what they're seeing visually on the chart. Now that you understand market structure, candlestick patterns, and price action, what we need to talk about is actual strategy. So there are several different strategies that work. Everyone's got a different strategy. There's similar strategies. Some people take components from other people's strategies, but what you need to find is the strategy that works best for you. Now, when I started, it was very hard to find strategies that were clear and concise. YouTube wasn't as big, mentorships really weren't a thing, but now you can learn somebody's strategy simply by either paying them or watching their free lives. Now, finding a strategy is going to be your golden ticket. A strategy consists of components that line up over and over and over again in a market that can predict what the market is going to do on a high percentage rate. So with that being said, a strategy like mine, I have 4 confirmations. I need to see 4 things before I will get in that trade on the chart. Now, price action, market structure, and candlesticks make up some of those confirmations, but there's also movement within the chart that I like to see, or candle closures above or below certain zones that I like to see. So when you're at the point of understanding the market and finding your strategy, you need to test this in a very serious manner that will help you understand, is your strategy working, or is it something that you may need to work on? Again, this was not around when I was trading. It was a lot of hearsay and there was a lot of different outlets that you can learn from. Now you can find one person and learn their system, but it is up to you to make it happen to where you understand it properly, and up to either that mentor or those YouTube videos or that channel to help you understand. So when you're choosing a strategy to follow or someone to follow, you need to make sure that you have access to them to ask questions and the resources are there, because that stuff is available. We're in 2026 now, and the resources that you need to learn the skill of day trading to take you from 0 to 6 figures plus are all there for you, but you need to find the right person. Now, if you've made it this far into this video, it's clear you're very, very interested in learning how to trade, but you may not know how, or you may have some sort of an idea, but you're kind of lost hopping from strategy to strategy. Maybe you're an advanced trader and you've made it to this point and you've noticed that you want to win more. Maybe you're breaking even. If you're in one of those categories, feel free to follow me or reach out to me. This is not to try and sell you on a mentorship or a course. This is to show you that there are people out there that actually genuinely care about making other traders successful. And I know a lot of traders and mentors and the trading community as a whole says mentors are scams. I'm going to leave you with this. When you're in school, there's math teachers to teach you math. There's English teachers to teach you English. When you get into med school, there's other doctors to teach you how to be a doctor. When you're becoming a lawyer, there's a law school that you have to go to. You have to pass the bar exam. Trading is no different. You need to find somebody that has a proven track record and knows how to trade in order to get you to become a profitable trader. Make sure you subscribe and like Trading with Matt, and let's take you to the next level and help you become a profitable trader.